everyone, Wildlight here, and I decided to start a new little mini-series for right now, and I will be doing this on fursuit repair, simple fursuit repairs, because, well, you spent thousands of dollars on this perfect suit you got from your favorite maker, and then one little thing breaks, and you can't fix it. So you have to find someone to fix it for you. But I'm going to try to teach you how to fix it yourself, to save you a little time and money. So this first tutorial will be on torn seams that can be accessed from the back of your suit. It's a different process for torn seams that you can't access, like such on the tail, things like that. So this will just be things in your bodysuit. I'll do another video on the other kind, so don't worry about that. Yes. So pretty much I'm gonna do this series as my suit needs repairs. Because right now, Muffin needs a lot of repairs. She may look great, but she wasn't too quality on the inside. So as we can see, I've got a hole here, got a lot of holes in these armpits. I got a hole here, and a hole somewhere right here. And I also have huge hole in the crotch, which is the worst. So I'm going to start with the armpits because it's easiest. You can just take your sleeve, pull it inside out so you can see the holes. See right there? There's the hole. And right there, there's another hole. Do the same thing with the other sleeve. Oof. Did you hear that? Yeah, I just tore a little bit more. I didn't sew her very well. I was kind of rushed getting her done so I could get onto other commissions. So, yeah, she needs a little TLC in her arms. See, that's what I just did. Oops. It wasn't sewn very well. I'll fix that now. So, what you're going to need is a straight sewing needle. You want one that is very pointy. It's not going to focus on it, but the sharp kind. And you'll need some thread. I recommend using a thicker thread, like an upholstery thread, but I don't have any right now, so I have regular sewing thread. So, get it? So, you're going to want to take your thread and pull out 2 arms lengths of it. And then you're going to want to cut that. Take the 2 ends and put them together. Pull it out. And then thread both ends through the eye of the needle. Like this. And if you do this right, you'll end up with this little loop on the end. If you can see it, I should have brought a darker thread. Oh well. And so, for this stitch, you're going to want to use a quilting stitch. It's the strongest that you can do. And I'm not going to show you all of it, but I will show you this section here. See if I can get it to focus on it. Maybe? I don't think it's going to focus for me. Oh well. Yeah. So to do a blanket stitch, well, first you're going to want to start it off. So you go through both sides of it. Pull it through halfway. Don't pull it through all the way because it's just going to go straight through. before you pull it tight, you want to take your needle and put it through your loop that you have on the end here, and then pull it tight. Then you're going to want to start doing your blanket stitch. That's what it is, not quilting stitch, blanket. Okay, so for the blanket stitch, you're going to want to go through both sides of the hole and pull it halfway through. Before you pull it tight, you see you have this big huge loop where the thread is. You're going to want to put your needle through the loop and then pull it tight. You can see my old stitching here, but if you can see it, if you do it right, you'll end up with these little like H looking stitches. So it's basically, you want to look for a straight line across with the stitches lines going straight perpendicular through. So if you do it right, that's what it'll look like. I'm sure there's a bunch of other tutorials on the blanket stitch, like on YouTube, elsewhere, and stuff like that, which probably tells you how to do it better, so go watch those if you don't get it from here or you don't already know how to do a blanket stitch. So you're going to want to go all the way through, keeping your stitches fairly close to each other. You don't want these wide, winky stitches all over, because that is not going to hold it. It really doesn't matter what it looks like, because, well, it's on the backing side, so no one's going to see it. You just want to make sure it's strong. So you keep it tight as you're sewing, as tight as possible. If you're using just regular thread, like I am, which I don't recommend, I need to get some thicker thread, you don't want to go too tight, because you can break the thread. But with upholstery thread, yeah, you just want to go as tight as possible. Okay, so I've made it to my end. I want to knot it off now. I'm not going to finish it off, but I'm going to knot it off for extra strength. How I make the knot is I take the end that is not attached to the needle. This is the end where I was just sewing, so this is the last stitch right here. See, I can tug on it and it doesn't go anywhere. So you take that and wrap it around your needle. So you have your needle pointing upwards, and you wrap it around your needle like 5 or 7 times, however much you want to. And then you hold it, you pinch it with your fingers, pinch so you've got your thread pinched, and you want to keep your thread pinched. You don't want to let go of it here, but you just pull your thread through until it makes this nice little knot. Okay, so you just need one of those for now, but I'm going to sew back. So I go in between the stitches that I've already made, and I go all the way over. I'm going to do this, and then I'll be right back. Okay, I got that all done. See, look at that, very nice. No hole anymore. So to finish it off, you want to do 2 knots. So you put your needle through, take the end that isn't on the needle, wrap it around 5 or 7 times, pinch it, and pull it through. You do that again. Put the needle through, wrap it a few times, pinch it, pull it through. There you go. And now all that's left is, because this is on the inside, you don't have to do any tucking. So all that's left is just cut it. Make sure you don't cut it right next to the knot, because then it'll come undone and you don't want that. Leave about like 2 or 3 inches of slack. It really won't get in the way in your suit, so because it's right up against you, all of it, so don't worry about that. It'll be fine. So I'm going to finish doing all of these sleeve holes, and then I'll be right back. Okay, and we are done. As you can see, I sewed up all of the seams that needed sewing. See, like right here, I sewed that up. And I even went ahead and sewed the crotch seam. Crotch seam, you do the same exact thing, only you just have to try and pull it out as far as you can, because it's kind of hard to get to. And one thing to note is all of these torn seams happened where I put hand sewing in. And this is why I always recommend, if possible, machine sew your suits. If you get a hole, just try and machine sew it. Like the arms, I'm probably going to go over that with the machine. But the crotch, it's not possible to take that to the machine. So, and if you want a little extra strength, feel free to, like, quadruple or even octuple sew it. Sew it as many times as you want, just don't do any less than 2. Also with the knots at the ends, you can put as many knots as you want, as many as feels secure, but again, I would not recommend any less than 2. So, there you go. Hopefully you got your suit all nice and fixed now with no holes. And holes may appear again once in a while, but just easy fix them just as you did. And I hope this was helpful to you, and bye-bye!